Good day. My name is Peter Jordan, and again, I have Chanel here again to help me to work through this thing. And now, in this session, we're going to be following up on the last one and the homework about love and what is love. And by no means do I want to say that I have got all of the answers of what love is. No way. Love is such a big thing. I don't think that any of us could really fully understand what it is. I think, lifetimes and much wisdom later, maybe we'll get to understand some of it. But anyhow, so we're going to give it our best shot on there. So I just want to recap a little bit so we can understand where it is that I am coming from with this whole process. So when we started with this whole program, we started to understand about how our subconscious mind works, and then how it generated all of the tissues and the issues. And then we went through this whole process of the sexual abuse. And then we discovered at the end about who it is that you must be, and you must be just yourself. So, okay, so now if you must be yourself, then how does this work in relation to love and love with others? And what is this love? And then a little bit on from that, we then went on and we spoke about calling back our power. And so we got all of our power back, and now this is now us, and now this is interesting. And then the next one that we spoke about was about our boundaries and how it is we don't allow anybody to take our boundaries, and we're all here to protect ourselves and look after ourselves. And then we spoke about our feelings a bit, and there's a bit more to come with feelings. And how does all of this interact, and how does this actually work? How are we supposed to be in relation to somebody else? And so I'm going to kick off with is that we need to start with the very foundation of it. And this foundation is, it's about us loving ourselves first, because it's only when it is that we love ourselves first, then it is we are in a position to love anybody else. Because if we now want to focus on somebody else and we want to love them and we want to do for them and we want to rescue them and make it better for them and everything else, then it is we are giving away our power to somebody else, and then it means we're not loving ourselves. So then we look at that and say, well, okay, so now that doesn't work, then how should we be in relation to each other? Okay, and in that interaction, it is you need to be fully contained in who you are, and you love yourself by protecting yourself, by nurturing yourself, by taking care of yourself, by how you allow other people to treat you, how you treat others, how all of those are around you. And if they don't treat you the way that you want to be treated, well, then you put your boundary in place. When you put your boundary in place, that creates the respect from the others there. And then part of respect is love. And so then other people will then start to treat you with respect. Why? Because it is you respect yourself, and you won't allow other people to disrespect you. Okay, so that brings you to the stage where it is that you can then be a clean person in relation to another person. And you're in this relationship with them, whether this is a romantic relationship or whether this is just a friend or a colleague or whatever it is, that you can be in this clear relationship with them, and you can allow this heart-to-heart connection. You can allow this feelings interaction between you and others. Okay, and this is in complete contrast as to what happened to many of you through the perpetrator. where the perpetrator believed that sex is love. And it's the furthest thing from the truth. Sex, or making love, can only deepen our heart-to-heart connection between two people who have a feelings connection between them. The perpetrator never had a feelings connection with you, never, because they can't. If they did, they would never have done what they did. It's as simple as that. So I want to talk a little bit about the different aspects of love, and then I want to come back to the kind of sort of definition of things. So love is probably the most powerful feeling that a human being can experience. Kind of like everybody on the planet is looking for love. Everybody. And it's a normal thing for everybody to want to look for love. And the reason for that is where we came from before we came to the planet, and this planet of free will. Where we came from the soup of love before we got to the planet. We were all enveloped in this big soup of love, and we all know what this love is. Now we come to the planet and we separated from that, and we're here on this planet, and now we must try and figure out, well, what is love and how does it work? And so we go and we try it out, and we try it out in many different ways to try and find out what is this love and how does it work and how can we reach it in the deepest way on things. So there's lots of different ways that we express love. Like for instance, okay, there is a love for a child that has just been born. When the mom sees the child, there is this instant loving connection, right, Chanel? Okay, it is definitely there, okay, one thing. But if you look at it from the husband's point of view, yes, there is this loving connection, but it's nowhere near as strong as the mother. The mother's connection and the need to want to look after and nurture this child is so strong. It's like there's an extra energy that gets imbued in every woman, that when she has this child, it's an automatic thing that she wants to look after this child, and she wants to nurture this child and grow this child. And there is this deep, profound love that comes out. Now that deep, profound love that happens between the mother and the child when the child has just been born, look at that love. That's probably the closest that all of us can get to. That deep, instant connection with that love. It is really profound. Us dads on the outside there, we stand on the sideline, we watch all of this happening, and we say, oh yes, it's all, yeah, I'm very excited and everything, but yeah, we get the feeling of love, but nowhere near that of mom. Nowhere near that of moms. Okay, and so there is also the reverse that happens, that when this young child feels this from mom, it's a whole envelopment of things. I say, this is my mom, okay? And my mom looks after me, and my mom does everything for me, and mom is the center of my universe for the next 7 years, minimum, okay? Mom is everything, and who's this other guy that floats around? Oh, he's dad. Okay, well, who's dad? It doesn't matter. Mom is the center. Okay, And then it comes a time when they discover dad. But if you ask them who wants, when they are feeling ill or feeling unhappy, who do they want? Mom, long before they want dad. Okay? It's because of that love that happens. Okay, so there's there's also the love between sons and daughters. So that's and this love between the sons and the daughters also changes over time. It's that when they were so young, mom is everything, but as they grow older, then it is they start to realize them and their own identity and who they are. And yes, mom is important and dad's important and the others are important, but now they're looking for a different kind of love. Somebody that's opposite to them, okay? Whether you are heterosexual or gay, it would be opposite to you. That's the kind of love that people look for. There's, as I mentioned, there's also the love towards dad, and between dad and the sons and the daughters, and that too changes over time. And there's the love between the siblings, the brother on brother or brother and sister, and how they are. Okay, and then there's the love of the extended family. And the extended family for a child is a very, very important love. Because that love gives the child a sense of belonging, that they belong somewhere in the family. And there's this huge family down there, and there's the micro family, okay, his own direct family, and there is the extended family. And it's in this extended family that it is that the child feels that security of where they belong in this field of family love. You wanted to say something there, Chanel?
It's interesting you say that extended family makes you feel accepted, or no, what did you say?
Secure.
Secure, because what happens when mom and dad separates and then you have a extended family of both two fathers and two dads, and maybe, so that's where the confusion comes in, I suppose.
Well, yeah, but it is also, it gives them the opportunity. Okay, and this is, and I'm very pleased that you brought this point up, because it gives the child the opportunity to look at this family and where and how they belong in this family, and to look at this family and where and how they belong in this family. And when I grew up, I only had the choice of learning from one family. When it is that the others grow up and then they have a choice of maybe two families, then it is their learning is so much more accelerated, because they can see in this family and they can see in this family, and then they can choose out of this family what it is that they want for themselves. Okay, so it's not always a negative, as many people look at it, is that there is the distinct positive side, that many people or many children in growing up, they get to learn at twice the rate that you and I got to learn at. Okay, then there is other kinds of love, like the love between the counselor and the client. This is a love, and it is a supportive love. And yeah, we sit in support of you and look out for the best interest of you, and to nurture you and to grow you to you being the best person that you can be. And all of that is done out of love. Then there is also the love for our fellow human being. That's much more of an indirect love, okay? Like it is that over the weekend we had the Rugby World Cup, and South Africa won the Rugby World Cup, and it is, well, you know, we kind of love the effort that everybody put in to celebrate this whole thing, and that's our love for our fellow human being. Okay, let's say, well done, guys. You know, love that. Okay, one thing. Then there is a different kind of love, and that love is in discipline. So the discipline to a child in a family home is the disciple, the discipline, the disciple in action. It's one of the most loving things that you can do for your child, is to discipline your child. Because then the child learns to control itself, and then the child learns how it must behave in relation to others. Okay, how else will they learn if they are never disciplined? Very, very important, discipline. And then there are the other ways of how love works. So, for instance, in our court processes, is that society is saying to those that have wronged society in a loving way that you go to court and then you get sentenced in your court for you to go and sit in a room for a period of time, for you to look at your behavior and how to change your behavior. And that is a loving action from society onto the particular individual. Okay, is to help that person so that they can now adjust their behavior in a way, and they can now become responsible human beings. Another kind of love is where it is that the surgeon, between the surgeon and a patient. So let's say that you went outside, you stood on a rusty old nail, your foot got really badly infected, became gangrene on there, and there you go to the surgeon, and the surgeon looks at it and says, in order to save your life, sorry, in order to save your life, and to protect you, out of love for you, we'll have to cut off your foot. So that's a different kind of love. Okay, so love has many different kinds of ways for us to look at it. So if we look at the dictionary meanings of love, then we come up with things like the deep affection, fondness, tenderness, warmth, intimacy, attachment, endearment, devotion, adoration, passion, desire, yearning, infatuation, compassion, care, caring, warmth, friendliness, friendship, kindness, charity, goodwill, sympathy, unselfishness, benevolence, things like brotherliness or sisterliness, or just a fellow human being. So, you know, these are some of the ways that look at them. But if you look at all of the ways that we have spoken about, none of them is talking about you giving away your power. None of them is talking about you disrespecting yourself. None of them is talking about you demeaning yourself. None of them is talking about you putting yourself down. None of them is talking about you allowing yourself to be treated as a doormat. None of those things. They're all there for you to express yourself, but not at a cost to you, to express yourself in the wholeness of who you are. Got any comment on that?
You must love yourself before you can love somebody else in the right receiving way, in a heart-to-heart receiving way. Yeah.
Yeah. And then, of course, there's the other ways that that we like to express or name the word love and say, well, you know, that he or she is in love with her or him. Okay, on there. So there's a kind of description way that we would put it, and some of the description ways is that we would say, well, infatuated or love struck or smitten with or passionate about. Okay, these are different things that we describe the action of love or passion for or enthralled by or devoted to. One thing. Or they can say is that I am in love with Gillian. Okay, it's a way of describing something that you are feeling. Another way that we use love in a descriptive sense, you would say, well, you know, give so-and-so my love, or, you know, give the children my love, or love to you all there, or greetings with love. Okay, one thing. Another way is that we put in our letters or in our SMSs, we say, take care, lots of love. Trying to think something else that we would say, okay? So lots of love to everybody, or a big hug to all, okay? Kind of things that we would say there. Or, you know, we love to send the emojis about how it is that we are feeling around love, okay, to try and express this love. Now, you see that all of these things are used in ways to send love around everywhere on the planet. And how we do this with everybody. Why? Because we all understand everybody is looking for love. And everybody wants to know that they are loved for who they are and accepted just for who they are. You know, another thing we can say is that, well, I would love a cup of tea. Okay, one thing. Like you see, there's different ways that we express these things. Okay, other things. So I just want to talk a little bit, perhaps about love, and then Chanel, you can give us your words of wisdom about what you think that love is, or how did you find it, or what you think of it. Okay. I want to talk a little bit about what happens
with yourself.
Sorry?
Hey, what happens? Sorry,
yeah,
what did you say?
I want to talk to you a little bit after this, towards the end, that you can give us some words of wisdom about how you see love, okay, and how you experience the thing. But I want to talk a little bit before that about what happens between two people who fall in love. So it is that they first of all start out with the heart-to-heart connection. Okay, and in order to have the heart-to-heart connection, there must be the ability to express the feelings on each side. And then as we do that and our relationship develops over time, then our relationship now becomes heartfelt. Okay, there's something that's heartfelt in my interaction with you and me. Okay, given a little bit more time on there, then it is that this relationship now takes on heart and meaning.
Yes.
Okay, and it now becomes this heart and meaning thing. And the say, wow, you know, this, I'm really having this nice connection with this person. And then in the continuation of time, then it moves on, and now it becomes really meaningful. And this now becomes our partner. This is our meaningful connection to this partner. Okay. And all of this in the process, it's deepened our heart-to-heart connection with each other more and more, okay, over time. And then there's an interesting thing that starts to naturally develop out of this deep connection between you and this meaningful connection, and that is called trust. And there is now a mutual trust that develops, and a mutual trust that grows out of there. There's a mutual trust that envelops us, and I can trust my partner, and I can trust you, and you can trust me, and I know you because the way that I know you is because of our feelings interaction. Okay, and you've got to know how I feel about things, and I've got to know how you feel about things, and there is a connection that works between us. And this connection grows into trust, and then from trust it grows into love. In this deep connection between the two of us. Okay, this thing about the instant love, or that, oh, I love her, just look at that body, okay? That's got bugger all to do with love. It's just got to do with lust. That's not love. Love is this deep connection that happens, and it can never happen just like that. Okay, it always takes time to develop into something that has heart and meaning and becomes meaningful. It can never happen just overnight. So I've written these two paragraphs that this is my little bit that I have thrown in. And so if you don't know how to find love within you, you will never find it outside of you. So words are agreements to express ideas or feelings. The meaning of words is not absolute. It is because it is always a personal interpretation. The group of feelings associated with the word love is difficult to understand, and even more difficult to express to other people. Let's put it this way. It is impossible with only one word. With the creation of a word, you can give it a special meaning. Some lovers create words to express what they feel to each other. A word creates an agreement or memories. These moments can be repeated when you use the word or when you express it, such as my pumpkin, or as I would say to my wife, my dearest. In that, when I call her my dearest, in that she knows what it is that I really feel about her. Okay, one thing. So that's one paragraph. So the other one is that with love, you get what you put into it. Love is a heart-to-heart feelings in action. It is never sex in action. You can learn how to feel and cultivate your love. First, learn and know the different situations of love. Learn how to recognize them when you are feeling them. Then you go and you share your love with others. Love between two people can only begin in the interaction. So if the interaction is based on feelings, truth, trust, and respect. That is something that you start giving. It is essential to grow the mutual love between two individuals. If the person gives you what you give, then you start feeling love for each other, and then it can grow. It is not difficult to understand love once you know how love works. It is very easy to fall in love with someone. It is difficult to stay in love with someone. But if it's difficult to stay in love, then that means that it is not the love of your life. It is a love experience. Love is always beautiful. If it is not beautiful, it is not love. Then it is time to move on. And sometimes love just fades away. It is better to move on when you don't feel anything than when you feel the opposite of love. So if you want to find a loved one or a loving relationship, if you want to find the love of your life, start being aware of where you operate from in your body. If you operate from your head, you'll never find it. If you operate and make the conscious effort to operate from your heart, in all your interactions with others, and they are a heart-to-heart interaction, i.e., a heartfelt one, you are well on your way. Love will find you. Using your interaction with people in a heartfelt way, saying and thinking, I want to find the love of my life, that is a heart-to-heart one, and not I want a relationship is fundamental. You can have a sex relationship with anyone without a heart-to-heart interaction. It happens every day, and they all go nowhere. It's just sex. You find what it is that you're looking for. Being in a relationship is like a marketing term invented in the magazine and the horoscopes. Everyone that is not single is in a relationship. That's from the media perspective, to address a large group of people. And this is perfect. But it is too vague to define your own personal situation. The important question for you should be, am I experiencing love or not? Is it heart to heart? Does it have heart and meaning? Is it meaningful? If I'm honest, and the answer is yes, then absolutely keep going. If no, time to start examining and understanding what is exactly going on the inside of you, in your heart, and correct it. And that is my little bit about love.
Wow.
And what is your little bit about love? Have you got anything to add to that?
There's much truth in what you're saying. Yes, love is a very big word. Love for, as you said, I think you've wrapped it all. But mostly for me, to feel safe and heard, and to have compassion in such a deep way, as you said, having a meaningful heart to heart feeling and expression to each other, and growing in that, I suppose.
Yeah. But can you see that how important it is for us, first of all, to understand us and our feelings?
So that we can share that and grow in that. Yes, sure.
Exactly.
Now I'm thinking, how did I compromise all of this? Because most of it was in the head, loving a computer, trying to analyze everything in your head. But now I can shift down to expressing it from head to heart. No, from head to throat to heart, because you have to think it, say it, be able to feel it. So yeah.
Fabulous stuff. Thank you, Chanel. You got any other
Thank
questions
you.
or anything on what it is I spoke about? You got any questions on it?
No, I think you've wrapped it quite all. And it's a lot to take in, but luckily it's on a video and we can go there all the time and watch and view it and then have the understanding again and then realize things around you in a better way.
Yes, yes. And when it is I'm working with couples on there, then I ask them, so what is love?
You put them on the spot, don't you?
Oh yes, yeah. So what is love? And what happened? And was there ever love? And then let's talk about this, because when it is that we talk about it, and then we can see, well, actually, no, there wasn't love, or yes, there was love, but then something happened and we lost it. So then what can we go back and go and fix it, or go and sort it out, or what happened?
Yeah. Work with yourself.
Well, exactly. Okay.
And as the other person wants to grow with you, understand and be aware with you, and then it's only then that you can be aware and work on it, let it flow.
Exactly.
And see what it is. Yes. It's beautiful.
Exactly. Love is always beautiful. Always. Always. It's what we're all supposed to do. It's our job. Okay, Chanel, I'd like to thank you again for your time and your insights and to be part of this. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye.
Thanks. Bye.